What is up, guys? Welcome back, Whispering Night, back here with you guys today for another tip video. Shout out to Zeb and Shift Key for saying hi in the AC. Uh, Today we're gonna be going over resources. Now, let's take a good look at this wheat. Just look at it. Do you see every little grain of that? It's only 300 something wheat, and that's not very good. It's not very good at all. And quite frankly, looking at my upkeep, this 54k would be gone in less than 4 hours. Yeah, no, 6 hours actually. 6 hours. And then when I need, oh, well, I'm already upgrading my stronghold, so I can't really, can't really look, but, it probably costs me about 200k food to upgrade to the next stronghold. Maybe 200k wood, or food for the, wall. Not quite sure. They changed a ton of stuff since I last really played. But I'm gonna teach you how to get resources quicker than gathering tiles and, quite frankly, losing a ton of troops to attacking people. However, there's an attacking method. So this is Natsu. I've mailed him a couple times, and I'll probably get him invited to the Alliance. But first, I need him for the video. So shout out to Natsu. Hopefully you're a good sport, man. Well, you're always a good sport. I've done this quite a few times too. So let's take a quick look. So 445k wood, and then you can see his uncollected is plus 38 on food, 38k, and then 40k on wood, and he's got 6,000 troops. So if I were to go at him, I'd probably lose, let's see what we got in our garrison. 17,500 plus our dragon, which would boost our stats quite a bit. We'd probably lose 500 troops. It's nothing against him. He's just sort of new, and I've been playing for a little bit. So if you watch the stat video, I've kind of got some stats on the poor guy. So I'm not gonna kill him. He's really nice. I like him. However, this poor player right here, who's probably been AFK for the entire time the server's been on, because he's only level 5. If there's not a ton, then I won't. Yeah. Why is no one inactive around here? Anyway, we'll just move on. We don't have to attack anybody. But basically, you can go around attacking inactive. Here we go, level 2. I won't feel bad about murdering this thing at all, because this is obviously someone who decided to stop playing. So basically, you can go around and attack these low-level castles, or inactive castles and stuff, that have no troops in them. Oh, I hate that bug. And so, you can just see he's only got a couple troops. So I can make my army one side, so that way it's a bit quicker. So we're just gonna send some horsemen at him, and it'll take a minute. So while that's happening, go over here and show you some different things. So you see bargains galore. You just tap this thing, and there's just a ton of stuff that's sort of hard to understand. But basically, if you go to the marketplace, you can check out this entire thing, and you can trade food for wood, wood for food. It all depends on what you're looking for. So now, all of these are pretty decent. The premium ones are normally pretty good because you don't have to spend so much on them. Oh, that's a really good one right there. The advanced teleport for 1.2k gold. That's always a nice one. It's pretty rare, but it's always worth buying. But look at that. I just traded less than 1,000 food for 3k wood, which is pretty nice. And you can do that over and over how many times you need to. But watch at the values, because look at this one. 6,000 food for 7,200 wood. It's not really a good offer at all. But you can always refresh it and see what other deals pop up. I personally tend to buy these gather boosts, especially if they're only costing wood or something like that, because gathering boosts are pretty nice, not gonna lie. They are very, very helpful when you're in a time crunch for resources and stuff like that. If there's one that only costs wood to get, I'd go for that one. The 24-hour ones are always nice too. Depends on what you're gathering at. The next best thing to do, actually, we killed the poor level 2, is look at this. It's because I sent a one-sided army that I lost 50 guys. I don't really want to show off my stats, but you can just see he just had some uncollected wood, and you'll get some uncollected food and wood, and you'll get 50% of whatever is uncollected. Now, unfortunately, the storehouse is a high enough level. I didn't mean to hit that. You go to info. His storehouse was possibly a level 1, level 2. And if you look at that, that's how much resources it protects. 210,000 and 210,000 wooden food, 42,000 iron, 10,000 silver. You keep going down, it gets higher and higher, and then you get to level 37, you finally break 1,000,000, and it's all safe. This is legitimately pocket change to this level. This is supposed to just be enough, like if you lose a couple troops or something, you're not completely out. Something else you should probably know is that, so you see this upkeep amount, 10,000 an hour. Okay, and then you can look at my food. It's not, if it was going down 10,000 an hour, you'd probably see, like a decent amount going down every couple minutes or so. But if you're still here, then you've been watching for 8 minutes or so now, and it's not really gone down, it's pretty much gone up, yeah? So basically, if you take a look at your storehouse, you can see that 280,000 is protected from attacks. What it also protects is from your soldiers eating it. So if you're below that 280,000, like I am for my level, then you're protected. And that's a pretty good tidbit to keep in mind. The next method, which I can't really show you because I don't really have an alternate account right now because I haven't needed one, is you take a farm and you have your trading post on yours and then a trading post on that one. And you take your food and you just transfer it that way. Make sure your farm doesn't have a ton of troops, or it has enough troops that every time it goes out and gathers, it pays for its own troops. So that way you can store millions of food, millions of wood, or whatever you need to store on it. Because I know what I like to do is, if I'm about to do kill event or something, I like to throw my resources on my farm and then use my main account to go and kill stuff, then come back every now and then and unload, and then cover up and have my farm under a shield, so that way everything is covered up and protected. And then when you're ready to retrieve all those resources, instead of having to pay the tax for the transfer back, you just kick it out of the alliance, send its troops out, and you just attack the living crap out of it, and that's probably the best way to go about it. Probably the last thing I'll tell you is, I'm spacing out right now. Oh yes, the siege. So if you look, you have towers and rams, the siege towers and up here in the information. Towers and rams help protect your troops by absorbing the brunt of opposition in the trap type. Now, obviously, you want a couple of these in your attack class or whatever you want to call it. But I can't really view the inventory. There we go. So if you look, you can see this is a ram and then that's a tower over there. Now, when we look, you can see the health is 3, attack is 2, defense is 4, and speed is 5. It has the load amount of 11. And then you can take a look over here, a load of 7, which this is a distant siege, so there's different. And then this one's got 13. And now before you come at me and like, oh yeah, I already knew that, or something like that, basically, if you train a ton of, I almost fell in a trap there. If you train a ton of towers and rams, and use them as a gather force, you can just have them gathering 24/7 and still be in the clear. They're great gathering, and they're just quite handy to have around. I lied, that's not the last thing I'm going to tell you. So you can see your quests. You see these and you're just like, yeah, whatever. Collect them, get the XP, get the resources. But as you can see, I'm still built 2 level 3 sawmills and I haven't claimed them since. And I can still get some decent food and stuff for them. Basically, if you save them up over time and everything, if you land yourself in a bad situation, like you just lost your entire army, someone came and attacked you and you just need to patch them up or something, you can do that. This is a fallback plan. Never open up, I'm hitting all sorts of buttons, never open up all these resources, because I mean, look at that, 1,000, and then I have 1,733 of these. That's 1.7 million food right there. Same for wood. There's a ton there as well. So save them up. And if you need them for a stronghold upgrade or to heal your troops, just do it then. Your troops won't... They can't be stolen from a backpack or anything. And it can't be stolen or whatnot. You can look at these noble chests and stuff. Basically, the best way to go about these is open them up. You use the keys. And then synthesize them or whatever. And then instead of opening them up immediately, save them up until you have 10. Not many people will notice this, but when you open up and you have about 10, 15, 20, however how you want to go up, the better rewards you seem to get out of them. I think if I get noble chests level 4, about 10 of them, they look to be... I think I start getting gold out of them. Like, not a ton, but it's enough that if I want to do some research or something like that, then it's nice. Another good way of getting resources is if you look at the labyrinth and you go to exchange, you can see there's just these 1k times 17 and 15 and stuff. I think I explained this in the stats video, but every time you buy one, you get 17,000 wood, because it's got the little 17 down the bottom. 15,000 food, and I don't want to do the math for that, but you get some iron as well. I highly suggest doing the labyrinth. It's a good way to get resources and stats, which are pretty much what the game is based about. It's okay to leave these tiles open, especially if you want to save them for resource tiles. That's what I've been doing, is I just do a couple of those, because your army isn't everything. Being good levels, another battle on its own. What did I just do? Oh, I just went out here. Merlin Trials, which is the little boat here. I think correct me if I'm wrong, you can get... No, that one's for forging and stuff. That's another video away. But the spire here, the broken thing up here, when you're stronghold level 16, it'll give you the ability to get higher stats and tons of food. And I highly suggest, once you get to level 16, go ahead and do it. Do it the best to your ability. It depends on your army size and everything, so you'll have to do pretty decent. But other than that, you're pretty good. When you start out, probably stay in, I think it's the first and second floor, because they're protected and nobody can steal your tiles in that one. And especially when you start starting out and you're like a level 16 that just managed to get by to level 2 or something, or level 3 or whatever you want to call it, and someone a level 30 just comes and takes your tile. It's not really all that fun. And you just kind of get discouraged. So probably best to stick to the first and second floor, because that'll help you out a ton. If you take a look, you can see your troop upkeep. All you gotta do is tap the little tower next to the boat, and that'll help you out a ton if you keep an eye on that. I think that is everything. Just kind of get a feel for how like much your troops will cost every time, and kind of set aside the food and wood and iron or whatever you need to train the next batch. Key tip is probably never stop training. You're gonna lose the food and stuff eventually. Might as well put it into something that'll fight for itself. Like your upgrades and stuff, you just kind of gotta plan for them and whatnot. It's sort of hard once you first start out and everything, but as you go on, it gets easier and easier, and it's a lot better. Yeah, it's pretty much everything that I've got for you. Plan ahead. Patience goes a long way in this game. There's always farming tiles and stuff like that if you're really in a crunch and you've used all your tips and tricks and everything that I've just given you. There's always tile hunting. I mean, nothing wrong with it. I know most kingdoms and stuff are pretty noble about this stuff and say no tile attacking, period, KE or not, so you don't really have to worry about it. But do keep your head screwed on and on a swivel, because there are people out there who just don't care. Yeah, so I hope you guys all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. If we get to 5 likes, I think we'll just try and do something special. Maybe I'll just throw my troops at a couple little places and see how well we do. Hope you guys all enjoy it. Catch you all in the next one. Boy!